RWBY Volume 6 continuation of the story of our heroes. They try to make their way to RWBY to provide a magic lamp with the naked blue goddess inside of it. Over the course of this season, we get to betrayal, sadness, happiness, and those more of emotions and acts that will make your emotions messed up so much it will make your shrink rich. But believe me when I say that Volume 6 is perhaps the best volume to date, and I go as far as saying that it's on those that were previously seen back in Volume 3. And sure, you may think it's just me showing support in an effort to get anyone from the RWBY to notice this, but hear my words when I say that this season delivers so much of what it can do and what it can make you feel during the whole run. For the past few seasons, we've seen Team RWBY separated on their own in fights, and last season's finale saw the reunion of the whole team. This season was the reunion of the whole team as they have to work together after so long, and in this process, they come across new challenges that not only test their strength, but test their trust in one another. This is the first season in a long time where it felt like a throwback to the early seasons of the show, while also growing and becoming a bigger story in the process. Now, while I did enjoy this season, there was a mixed reaction to certain choices that were presented here, and we'll talk about that later in the video. But for right now, I'd like to talk about why I like this season. For starters, like I said in the beginning, it's a return to form from the early seasons of RWBY. From seasons 1 through 3, we had all the main characters on screen together. Sure, there were points that were separated, but it wouldn't be too long for there to be at least one other person from the team with them. Following season 3, Team RWBY was all over the place, and while that is good for what's happening story-wise, it could be a pain in the ass trying to keep up with what was happening time to time. There would be moments that one thing would happen and another thing happens, and usually that first thing wouldn't be concluded until like an episode or two later. I felt I'm not the only one who feels this way for seasons 4 and 5. I mean, the seasons were good, it's just kind of a headache to follow at times. Season 6 puts everyone together and makes it easier to follow compared to before. And sure, while there are points that the story will switch to different plots, it doesn't feel as costly or confusing as it was for the previous 2 seasons. The character moments in this season are also something I have to be thankful for. Every interaction that was featured felt genuine and sweet at times. I especially appreciate how RWBY and Maria had a student-teacher moment with Maria telling RWBY how to use their silver eyes, and the Blake and Yang interactions were also something I have to praise fully given their character development in the past couple seasons. Ozpin is perhaps one of the more complicated of the characters this season. We always knew him as a strong leader, but in this season we see him as a broken man as revealed he's the reason for Salem's reign of terror. That's a pretty big character reveal that could make you change how you think of him like the characters did in this season. Now for the main episodic arc of this series, it's probably more simpler than what we had for the later seasons of RWBY, as from when episode 1 starts to where episode 13 ends, about 4 days have passed. But that's how I think the timeline for RWBY season was this short was back in season 3, where the entire season took place during the Vital Tournament. Now while some people might have issues with this as could be an issue with pacing, I honestly don't feel any effect from it, as I feel this entire season was able to tell what it needs to without giving away too much or too little. It does its job providing information for the story for our characters, and that's that. The episode itself was serviceable and made me really interested in the story for this season. And let me tell you, the cliffhangers here were more brutal this season than the last season. My favorite cliffhanger was when Jin revealed Salem cannot be stopped, and when it fades out with Ozpin on the ground and the rest of the team shocked him at the reveal. That legit made me wonder what was going to happen next. Like, what was the team going to think and do with this reveal? Then the next episode got the answer. And of course, the fight seemed incredible to watch. I felt the action went above and beyond this season. Making a quick list of my top 3 fights this season, I have to say Neo vs Cinder, Team RWBY vs The Apathy, and Blake and Yang vs Adam. It seriously takes advantage of pushing what can be seen in this show, from dead bodies to blood being shown for example. I can really appreciate that because RWBY isn't really a kid show anymore, they can get away with a lot more dope stuff. Personally, I'm waiting for the day the show drops the F-bomb. It'll be really cool to hear the word fuck in this show. The other guy with bitch and bastard, why not move up a few more letters of the alphabet? Hashtag let RWBY say fuck. Make it happen, RWBY. So in the end, this season will provide all kinds of service for its fans to help progress the story for the show so far, and it really is an entertaining season in my book. And I'm pretty sure the fans reacted perfectly to the season like I have. Oh, right. Alright, so it's no secret that for quite some time now, some RWBY fans have been having mixed reactions to the series, mainly because it doesn't seem to be the same show it once was back in volumes 1 through 3. Now, I do give some decent arguments as to why this is the case, and I have no problem with their views as long as they make sense. I can't say the same for fans, and I use that with quote, who attack the show for not being what it once was. This hate for this show has led to them attacking the writers and actors involved in making it, to attacking the YouTubers who react and review each episode. It is even led to one of the most deplorable things I've ever brought up when it comes to negativity of the show. This isn't what Monty wanted. Whenever you hear criticism for the show, you'll always find this phrase somewhere in the chaotic mess of YouTube comments, Twitter pages, or whatever say Tumblr is in now. And in all honesty, I feel people only use this if they can't personally think of any rational criticism for why they dislike the show, so they use this phrase to bookmark their statement so it will be bigger than it is. Like I said, it's deplorable to bring this up not only because you're using the death of a human being to invoke your negativity on the content they've created, but you're also insulting his friends and loved ones who are either making the show or showing support to the team continuing the Friends' vision. And I should add to the people who said this is what Monty wanted, for you guys, did you have the honor of knowing him personally? Because I'm going my gut and say you haven't. How would you know if what we got over these past few years wasn't from him? Because believe it or not, this story has been planned out from beginning to end already. The endgame has already been planned for a long time, and he told Miles and Carrie what he wanted to do. So, stop saying this isn't what Monty wanted. It never was and never will be a legit reason to hate the show. Anyway, some respectful criticism I can actually give for this show that can be helpful is that some episodes and character moments were too quick in my opinion, and I feel this is best seen with the character Adam. I mean, sure he had his moments over the past few seasons, but this season we could have done more for him. Also, the speech, why he's hellbent, was a decent speech, but aside from that, I feel more could have been done. Adam's death did also feel weird. Like, it was cool seeing it happen, but honestly I felt it was too soon in the series to have it happen. Have it be Adam v Blake and Yang, but have it be Adam getting injured by them, then he falls off the cliff but he's still alive. But this time, that rage inside him is growing and will continue as he hunts them down to the point he goes mad, like Azula in The Last Airbender. That's just me though, but what do you guys think? Put in the comments down below and talk about how they could have done it differently or what you would have done differently. But in the end, RWBY Volume 6 is still an enjoyable time to sit through and to get caught up in the story as it happens, and it gets me excited to find out what happens next when Volume 7 drops later this year. I know I'll be watching, and I know others will too, and I'm excited and terrified to see what happens next, because with this show, anything can really happen now. But I'm ready for whatever this show has up its sleeve.